Good morning, fishy people. I'm Alan Norris from FishOn TV. It's Sunday the 28th of December. Got Christmas over and I'm now down at Larford Lakes for another golden rod qualifier. Trying to get to that final. To qualify for that final, you've got to win your zone of 20. There's 3 zones of 20 over the 2 lakes that are down here. There's the Match Lake, that's a zone, and then there's a Specie Lake. There's 2 zones on there, and I've drawn the Burbank. I think it's just off the epicentre, which is like the middle of the lake at the minute, apparently. But you cannot rule end pegs out on there. I've just drawn 23 on the Specie Burr. It could be okay, but I spoke to Phil and he said it's fishing rancid. So there's not going to be a lot of fish caught today, by the sounds of it. I've got an hour to get my gear down there. I'll be queuing, waiting for him to drop the gear off. I'll probably, by the time I've taken my van back, I'll have half an hour to get ready. So it's going to be a bit of a rush, but with just 2 rods, setting 2 rods up, that'll be it, and we'll see how we get on today. So I'll see you on Specie Burr peg 23, which I'm pretty sure that's what I've just drawn. Specie Burr 23. Let's hope we have a few pulls and see if we can get qualified. And I'm in with the zone, it's opposites. So apparently 17, 18, 19, 20, that's those sort of pegs. They're the ones to watch out for, I've been told. But I don't know it that well here. Let's just get down and do as best. See you on the bank. Right then, people. I have been speaking to the camera, but I've not got anything ready. You'll see why in a minute, and you'll understand why in a minute. So 35 minutes to go, 35 minutes to get ready. By the time I got all my gear unloaded, my van dropped off, walked back, and I've just chucked out with a little piece with a window feeder and 3 discs of bread. I thought, right, I'll go get my landing nets, and within 50 seconds, my keep nets, sorry, to put in. I forgot to put them in before I chucked it out. I thought, oh, damn it, I'll go get my keep nets, and then tip's gone round. I've had a 14 or 15 pounder, a great start. So then I've chucked in again, started talking to you, but with the tip going around me playing my fish, I've not connected the lead to the microphone properly. It wasn't in properly, so I'm having to do all this again, and I've just lost another one. It went round while I was supposed to be talking to you. It went round and it was another proper heavy fish, and I've got proper gear on. I was just bragging about it. I've got 020 mainline, 019 hook length, so it's like £8, £7. It's decent gear, size 12 QM1, 3 discs of bread. We're not hanging about. We want to try and get them out. That they are decent for you. I feel like I need heavier gear when you see the size of these fish, but it got it in. But playing that second fish, which would have been massive today, it's just snapped on something. It was as if somebody got some scissors and just cut it. I mean, it was just going out, steady away, and it's just cut. Couldn't believe it. It's like just right, just above where the little window feeder is. And I was like, absolutely gutted, couldn't believe it. Now there's a guy to my right that's had 3, and there's another guy in further down there, so there's 1 or 2 fish coming out. And apparently it was supposed to be awful, but there is 1 or 2 fish coming out. There's a guy 3 down, got 1 on. Martin's had 1 and got another 1, and the guy to my left's had a couple, but not as big as this one I've had. That one looks decent that Martin's got though. And the second fish that I had on, and that looks like the same size as mine, that one, that's a proper unit, that. So yeah, so I've not got my keep nets in. I've had to get off my box with my landing net, chuck my keep net in, tip the fish in, carry on. And then that happened on the second cast. I was absolutely gutted. And I think, I mean, I've got no bait anywhere at the minute because it's just a feeder and bread, and I am getting the odd little liner, not big carp liners, but I am getting a few liners. It suggests that there may be a few fish in front of me here today. So the rods I've got set up, I've got this one for chucking about with no feed, and I'm going to use this just to keep emptying bits of ground bait and micros. I've got a 4-to-1 mix of ground bait and micros short, odd maggot, dead maggot, which I'll put short here for later on. Not holding my breath that they'll turn up at this time of year, but that's for that. And then I've got a 10-foot clipped up at 40 metres, which I'll use on the method, hybrid or method. Then I can use wafter or soft pellet, which are 2 or 3 dead reds, depends what I want to do. And then I've got one set up at 50, which I can search for going out to sort of 55, 60 if I want to do that. That's the plan. It's dead simple. Baits is dead simple. No point showing edge. I've just got micros which I've coloured up with the bag of match baits, pineapple dye, as you can see there. That's lovely. So there's normal colour, and then it's like 50-50 yellow and natural. And then the ground bait, as you can see, nice little mix there. And then just various coloured wafters. And everybody were fearing, they were saying it's been fishing awful. But from what I've seen so far, there's a few fish being caught. I can't see it lasting, but it's a good sign. And it's time for me to get my other coat on because it's cold. It's bloody freezing, in fact. So, a good start, but it could have been mega with them two. If I'd got that other one in without, I just feel it's frustrating. Have I caught my line? Oh, wait a minute, yeah. Zip might have caught it. Flipping heck, yeah, I never thought of that. I might have just nicked it with zip. Maybe. You know, where you've got your rods undoing your zips, it could have been that. I don't know, because it just seemed to snap far too easy for it. It cuts into your hands trying to break that line. In fact, your hands cut first before the line breaks. It's his strong stuff. So I think I must have at some point maybe nicked it with the zip. I always check, and I haven't checked them. But the guy 2 down now is into his 4th fish. Unbelievable. So I'll have one more chuck on this. See if we can get another one. If not, it could be onto the hybrid. But yeah, he's doing all right up there. Wind is blowing that way. Will they follow the wind with it being this cold? Don't know, but that's a decent sign. Is that where he is? Catching them fish. So we'll see as the match goes along, people. Sorry about the footage. I wasn't expecting that to happen that quick, and I didn't realise the mic wasn't on when I hooked into the 2nd fish, which really did me head in there. God's sake. Right, I had an hour or so on the bread, and I had a couple of liners, and I've noticed that the guys that are catching on method, so, well, hybrid. I've gone on hybrid, 40 metres, which is about where I was chucking my bread, and I did have a few little liners, and it's gone around after 3 minutes. Now the guy 2 down from me, he's winning by a mile. He's had 5. I think he's had like 7 casts and 5 fish. He's doing really well. Brian's had 2 to my right. I should have had 2. God damn it. 2 proper ones as well. This feels like a decent fish, but they don't call it the specie for no reason. There's some proper monsters in here, but it doesn't feel as big as the first one. Could be wrong. Or the second one. The second one definitely felt much bigger. We're an hour and a half in. And he's got fine, that's the proper one he's got as well. Nice fish. It's going to cost, I just know that fish is going to cost me, isn't it? Goddamn thing. Not seen him yet, people. He's a decent one. Whoa. Guide him, he's too big. It's too big to get inside. Went straight over the keep net. I wanted him to come head first, but I had to, it was wrapped round his tail, and I had to flip him, and then he went on the wrong angle for my rod altogether. So I know somebody will be going, oh, he needs to work on his landing. And when it does that, and he's got to be £10 at least. It's always easy to criticise watching, but the line was wrapped round his tail when he turned, and by the time the line had come off, he was the wrong way for the landing net. So I had to wait until he turned around because he was too long for even though it's a 24-incher. He was the wrong way, too long and the wrong way around. Well, hang on, that's my excuse anyway. Terrible net, you know, and terrible. Who cares? It's in the net. Get in. So that's alright. Let's see if we can get another. Well, still on method. I just thought I'll put 3 red maggots on and just thought I'd go for a tiddle. 5 minutes and it's gone. It went around lovely. I don't think it's the biggest one, but it's gone round. Martin's into another one. I think that's his 5th, I think. I thought it was a skimmer at first. In fact, it feels like a skimmer again now, but it felt like a carp a minute ago. I'm sure it's a carp. If it's a skimmer, I think it's record skimmer. But the guy who's been leading it from the off, I think he's into his 7th, I think. So we're behind. We just can't seem to catch enough, and there's a lot more fish coming out around here than people thought for sure. Nobody expected this to be happening, which is good, you know. We've travelled all this way, it's nice to have a decent day's fishing. The guy to my left next to Martin, he's had 3 as well now. Come on, son. Whoa. He swam towards me. You see him swimming towards me, I couldn't get me landing netting quick enough. He's not the biggest, he's the smallest one today. But they all count, people, they all count. Right. Come on then. These smaller ones, they're never ready, are they? tiddler for in here. A bloody tiddler. Not like them that Martin and this other guy's got on. You get massive ones. This is about £5, is this? It's the only trouble. Mind you, on maggots you can catch the bigger ones on maggots too, but listen, at the end of the day, we'll have them all, won't we? Now it's £5 common. Right, there we are. Absolutely on the money. All sorted. So I'll put £5 on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's £30. Yeah. Ticking over. Now the thing is, will something come short? I definitely need some. I need at least 3 15-pounders, I think, to get up there. Do some big fish. 3 15-pounders and get me up there. He's catching opposite me as well. I've seen him catch 1 or 2 fish. Don't know how big they are because he's too far away. But he's definitely had 1 or 2 fish. And I'm definitely gonna feed a line at about 7 metres. So it goes down like that and then it levels off a bit but slowly goes out. And I'm just going to go past the initial slope and fish on the gradual slope. Probably about 7. It's about 7 or 8 metres. I think I'm probably going to go. I think 5's a bit too close. And I'm just going to keep emptying a bit of ground bait, fuel maggots, and pellets. It's a 4-to-1 mix, ground bait, pellets. I don't want too much bait there, but I want something to get them to come in and have a little nosy about. Because you can tend to get some big uns fairly quick. So I've got to open that option just to give myself a chance, because I'm behind at the minute. Even though I've £30 in, I think he's got to have 60. He's got to have 60, it's hard to tell. And Martin's had some big lumps now, so he's got to have 50 at least. So it's hard to tell. So I am behind, but I need some proper lumps. I know it sounds disappointing. I'm a bit disappointed with that small one, but I need them to be at least twice that size to try and get anywhere near them, and hopefully then maybe finish off with a couple of mighty fish. So, but we're staying, we're all right. Watch out then. It's 22 minutes past 12. We finish at 3. So there's definitely a chance of catching.
How many behind?
Oh, me? 3. So that's the plan. I've not tried a wafter yet. I've had pellet and maggot. That's what I've caught, and bread. That's what I've caught. I'm going to try a wafter out at 50 metres. The soft pellet, I've done quite well with soft pellet this year. So, I've not caught any less on it. It's been all right as the soft pellet with a method. But we all know that the wafters are the ones. Let's tidy everything up on top. Let's put everything away a bit quick. And that's our tip going around. Zip it all back up, keep warm. Oh, he's in again. He's into his 8th, so he's got 8 fish. He's catching like hell. And I think he is that little bit further out. I'm going to go onto my 50-metre line. But wow, he's catching really well out there. Got a feeling that's a skimmer that he's got where he's winding, but you never know. Might just be a small carp. Well, no, it's definitely a carp, I think that. So we've got his work cut out because there's 1 or 2 fish coming out. We were all thinking £40 might win match. Martin's got more than that, so was that bloke to my right, and I'm not far off. It's turned out to be a different match altogether, but it's made it entertaining. We need to be able to catch a few more now. I desperately need 3 or 4 quick fish to get somewhere near. So it's definitely going to, I'm definitely going to go out to 50 metres now, because the liners I was getting have disappeared. Oh, it dropped back a little bit, but it wasn't a proper one. It's as if they've knocked the feeder. Just dropped back a little bit. I say if it's picked the hook up and it's dragged the feeder, it just goes slack. But that will, it looked like it'd been knocked. I think it's landed. I think it's just knocked the feeder as it swum past. So that's the first sign, apart from the bite obviously before, that I've had for a bit. I'm getting liners on the bread and what have you, which is why I went on this when they weren't taking it. But have they backed off? Don't know. It's not going to hurt to go to 50 metres and have a look, and I can always come back onto that bait that's out there. 1 o'clock I'm going to start putting a bit of bait down there to my left, because there's a spare peg to my left, which is how it's pegged. So just slightly to my left. Probably aim for Andy Kinder over there. Right, a bit of an update for you. It's getting really cold now. Now the guy to my right, 2 downs, he's on it. He's had about 8, I think, now. Don't know what weight he's got. It's hard to tell how big they are, but there's a guy opposite. Heard him say 2 for £30, and I didn't quite hear him, but Martin said he's just said he's got about £80. So we'll do it between him and this guy to my right. It's got to be close, that. Martin's probably, he's got, like I say, I think he's got £50 or £60. He won't be a million mile away. He's got 5 or, is it 5 or 6? I've got 3 in a skimmer. I've been putting, it just cuts off. I forgot to check that the battery pack, it turns off after so long, even though battery's been charging this battery on the camera. The rubbish when it's cold. But yeah, I've been putting some bait short. It's, like I say, it's 1:30, like 25 to 2 now. It feels like it slipped away. We just had nothing for the last hour or so. I've had a few liners. That's about it. I've come shorter. It just seems to have drifted away from me. Just a nice start, and it's, I don't know, just haven't been able to catch any fish. And the thing is, I put wafter on as well. I've not had a bite on a wafter. I think I've caught a couple on that a maggot and soft pellet, but I've not had a bite. Since I've gone on wafter, I've not had a bite, and they always work on here. But having said that, I've not had a bite on anything else neither. I put the wafter on because the bite's dried up, put the wafter on. I can't believe it. I've had a couple more, because there's definitely fish in front of me, because I've had 1 or 2 liners. I'm actually out at 50 metres now to have a look there. And I've had liners there as well, so there's fish knocking about around here. If I don't have anything on this cast, I'm going to go back to 40 metres. But there's definitely 1 or 2 fish knocking about around here, but I just can't seem to catch them. And the guy over there that's £8, he's got another one. He's just landing one. So yeah, it's there's one or two people just run away with it. I mean, Martin's still got half a chance because he only needs it. And if he gets a 20 pounder, he's up there, but definitely drifting away from me for sure. You know, if I've got 80, 90 pounds, there's an hour and a half left, I'm 60 pound behind. It's a lot at this time of year. But having said that, it's 3 20 pounders out of here. 3 bites. It's mad, isn't it, that? Yeah, it's absolutely freezing now. And I'm wrapped up to socks as well. I've got heated socks on. I've got these to keep my hands warm. But you can just feel it, it's bitter. I've got my woolly hat on and everything, but it's definitely bitter. Take your hands out for a while, it's like, oof, wow, that's freezing. So just trying to keep everything warm. Oh, is that a skimmer or a carp? A skimmer. You bloody thing, I think. Oh, where down that? If it's a carp, it's not very big. I've got a feeling that might be a skimmer. God damn it. Lovely bite as well. Oh, that's got to be a carp. No. No, no, no. Bloody skimmers. I'm not sure, I can't really tell if it's a skimmer. It's a decent one. It's moved quite a bit. It might actually be a carp. It's not. No, I think I can't tell because it's in winter. These carp can come in quite easy, and it's. I initially think it's a skimmer, but it seems to be moving a bit too much for a skimmer. It's got to be a carp, that surely. A small one. It's a small carp. In fact, it looks like an F1 to me, that. It's a bloody F1. You bloody thing. What are you doing? What are you doing here? I want them big mummy and daddy hippos. Not you, you bloody thing. Oh, we don't want them people, do we? We don't want them. Anyway, we'll get back in. We'll give that another go out there and see if any carps turn up. I'm going to have to bait the short line up. I nearly forgot them. Right. Hopefully see you on the next dozen. Now there's 35 minutes left, people. The guy to my right, I think he's going to win. Two to my right, I think he's going to qualify. He's still catching. I think he's on his 11th fish. Martin's catching. He's got one on. I went back onto my 40 metre line for nothing. I've been prepping that short line, I've had a look for nothing. I've just gone back onto the 40 metre line and unbelievably it's gone round after a minute. And I've sat on that for like 2 hours without a bite. You know, just working the peg left and right and back and as you do. I can't believe it, and it's not, I don't think it's the biggest, but it went round. And it's on a wafter this time. Get in. It'll be another F1 now in my luck. Well, at least we've had a few fish today, haven't we? We can't complain about that. Get in. I think I've got the smallest carp in here. My Johnny said that it's bigger than I thought actually. It's probably 6 or 7 pound. It's just got a funny shaped tail, this lad. Poor lad. Funny shaped tail. Glad I haven't got a funny shaped tail. Anyway, he's in there, so, you know, I think I've got more than what they thought were going to win a match weight today. I think I've got about 40 pound, just over with that skimmer. So we might as well get back out there on 1 minute. Get in, straight round. Lovely bite as well. It's getting to that time of day I can't see these little spikes just as the light's fading, but we managed. There we go, get it all ready. But you know, we've had half a decent day's fishing. We've got a few fish between us on this bank here. A lot more than what everybody were all doom and gloom this morning. I've turned up thinking, come on, get in, Larford Lakes. Phil says it were crap. Everybody says it's crap. They haven't been too bad, to be honest. Can't complain, can we? 40 odd pound. We're not moaning at that, people, are we? Right on the money. Get in. You might as well be on money and just let it plop in, you know, nice and quiet. Might as well just let it plop in nicely. That's what we like. That's what we like, people. None of this crashing it in, scaring wildlife and stuff. It plopped in lovely. Half an hour left. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shall we give him 7? We'll give him 7, which means I've got 40. If my skimmer's £2, I've definitely got 40 pound. I think. Which, you know, from what they were saying this morning, we've got half an hour left. You never know, I might get a couple more yet. That's been the best line, 40 metres, without a doubt. The lad to my right that's been catching, he's been edging out. I think he's gone past his limit, to be honest, but I don't think bloke on the other side's that bothered because he ain't caught out. He's definitely going past halfway. But I think he's definitely going to be the zone winner. Possibly the match winner. It all depends. That guy over there, I've not been watching him constantly, but he had 80-90 pound an hour or so ago, so I think it's between him and this guy, and maybe Martin. Depends how big them fish are that Martin's got. Martin Carpenter, he's had some good fish. He must have 7 or 8. What have I got? I've got 4 carp, an F1 and a skimmer, I think. It's not like that. Just the wrong fish. If they'd have all been 15 pounders, I'd have been rubbing my hands. At the end, there's nothing you can do about what he catches there. But we'll see what happens now. Enjoyed it, it's been nice to get out on the bank. Won't be looking forward to the 2.5 hour journey back, but that's what you've got to do. But it is nippy, people. Oh. Right, let's hope it goes round again. Right, we are all weighed in, people, and it is the day after, and I've just come out to record this, and it's bloody freezing. What temperature is it? It's it says 6, feels colder than that, but I've just had a look. I'm going back to work next week and it's dropping into the minus as typical. So it's getting really cold over next week or two. Right, peg 23. Now, unfortunately, I'm a bit annoyed about it because 35 minutes to get ready. By the time I got my gear out, drove my van, because you've got to queue up on the Bear Bank, drove my van to the car park, walked all the way back, they got changed, walk all the way back, get my gear ready. And the hooter's gone, and I'm just about ready. I thought, tell you what I'll do, I've got my landing net set up, put 3 discs of bread on, chucked it, I picked my mark, I thought I'll work there, start at about 35-40 metres, and I'll work to the left and right and move out. If I'm getting liners, and come back. So I thought, right, hooks, got my hooks out of my box for my method feeder. Right, oh, I need my landing, my keep nets. Look round, they're there. I've turned back around and my rod's just going, it's just going like this. Thought, well, I'll strike that. Felt like a skimmer to start with. And then it just went, oh, great big 15-pound common carp, beautiful fish. Couldn't believe it. Oh, wow. Unbelievable, that. So I've got that in, picked my landing net up, picked my keep net up, launched my keep net in, put the fish in, back out again, and then I've started talking to you people. And what was it, a minute and a half in? No, sorry, 8 minutes in while I'm talking to you, that's right. The first bite was about 50 seconds. Pretty much in the same spot. I'm not too bothered if it's not right on the money because it's within the vicinity. Picked my marker, same sort of distance, went down, 8 minutes in, and it's gone round really nice this time, proper I thought, and it felt just as heavy. It was a definite proper good lump. Adjusted my clutch on my reel, it started to come in lovely, and then it's gone on a bit of a run, so it's just coming off nice and easy. Brand new line is this, and it's as if somebody's just gone snip, and it just, I thought, and I've lost all my gear. Oh, that's strange. And I know some of you might think, oh, it'll be the keep net rubbing the line. Well, it's a new rod, it's new line, a new reel, and I've not caught a fish apart from the first one on that line. And with me letting all the line out so I could pick it up and go to get my keep net, it's not rubbed on the landing net at all. I just cannot understand why it cut. So there's two things. It's either just caught on something in the lake and just broke off, because it did literally, it was literally like somebody just snipped the line, or I may have caught the line and maybe just nicked at the line with the zip as I'm unzipping my rod hold on. Maybe, can't say for sure. It's definitely not rubbing on the landing net because it takes quite a bit of that, and I do check, like my method feeder, I always check that first meter. In fact, most of the time I'll just bite it off and reset it back up just so there's no weakness there. I do that quite often. At this time of year, you're not catching that many fish to affect it really. It's mainly in the summer where it really affects it, but I don't know. So I was rather disappointed. I thought, well, you know, with the way people were talking, I'm thinking that could have been £30 in the first 20 minutes. And I'm like, flipping heck, that everybody's saying £40 could be a good weight that day. How wrong we were. 52 pounders won the match lake, and I've actually ended up with, I think it was 4 carp, an F1 and a skimmer for £46.10. And it became evident that when I was looking round, the guy 3 up, was it 2 up or 3 up to my right, was catching quite often. I think he had 4 in the first 4 casts, 4 or 5 in the first 4 or 5 casts. And then Martin Carpenter, 2 down, 3 pegs down actually, but it was 2 fishermen down. He started catching decent lumps, and the guy opposite him, maybe slightly to his right, chucking into similar sort of water, still quite away from each other, but towards that area. Like me, pretty much chucking towards the guy opposite me. And he's caught really well as well. I think I mentioned he was admitted to £80 with a couple of hours to go. Well, he's weighed £125 and won the zone. That is incredible. Nobody expected that. And that has won the match as well. Martin to my left's had 9 fish. So I've had 6 fish for 46.10. Martin to my left's had 9 fish for 111. So this is just telling you how big these fish are. And the guy to my right, I had him down as 11. He said he got 12, and he's had £100. So there've been smaller fish to the right. What I did notice was the fish that I had on the bread were £10 plus, the 2. And on the method, they were all smaller fish. And that's what's happened to that guy to the right. Now, when I've been working it out, those fish were 15 or 16 pound, the big ones. Should I have just been really patient and just chucked about the piece of bread, because I was getting liners now and again? Were they off the bottom? Were they causing the liners? Was I on fish? Were they going around my feeder and they just weren't sucking my bait up? Don't know. We'll never know. Should I have been patient and waited for 8 or 9 chucks, left it in for 20 minutes, half an hour ago, just on the bread, because it swells up. I have quite a long hair, about 1.25 inches, just because 3 discs swells up to like the length of my little finger, believe it or not. I've put it in a tank and it swells up massive. So if you're only having like 1/4 inch, classing that as a long hair, it's not long enough for bread. 1 disc will fill that. So when I'm putting 3 on, I had a size 12 QM1 on and about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches long hair, and it swells up. And the carp, they just suck that and it just glides straight into the mouth, and then it's a funny bite. Sometimes it'll just go if you've got your tip bent round, so it's like a self-hooking mechanism. But because you've got such a long hook length, it's weird how it goes. It can be like that, or it'll just drop back. Should I have just stuck out for 8 or 9 bites? Maybe. But when you see them catching on the method, the guys around you, it's hard not to go on method, because you're thinking they're having a chew. Mine on the bread was quite a negative way, but it was never ruining the swim. But I did have another hour on the bread, a couple of liners, little bits of liners, but no takes. Don't know, it's one of those things. But I wasn't looking for a lot of bites. 9 bites with fish that size. What's that, £130? Have I got that right? 9.90. Yeah, £135, £15 a piece. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't know. Would they have all been that big though? We don't know. But it was noticeable that the fish that I actually hooked on the bread were massive. But having said that, Martin's also had some good ones on the hybrid feeder. So an interesting day. And to be honest, when you've travelled all that way, it's nice to have a few bites, especially when everybody that's fished it recently have all gone, this is going to be absolutely ridiculously tough. A couple of bites might win it, type of thing, which I had in the first 20 minutes. And the guy to my right had 5 in the first half an hour. So you just know it's a different match altogether. Thoroughly enjoyed it though, people. It's nice to get some fish on that rod that I've just bought and just set up. New line, new reel, all that sort of stuff. So it was nice to feel that on a brand new rod. It always is. And when I've checked the results when I've got home, I went into the office to get a box for Tidsy. He's actually Andy Kinney said, there's no for you to come there, Alan. He says, no, there's nothing with 46.10, but the sections run different. So the guy to my right's packed up. He's only had a couple of carp and a skimmer. The guy to my left's had 4 carp and a skimmer. He's packed up and chucked back. But my 4 carp F1, decent size F1, and a skimmer has actually, because the 2 guys were £100 and the end peg has had £45, my 46.10 has won the section. So I can't have done that much wrong. I have worked out to 50. I had that F1 on the 50-metre line, but the liners, there were fish shorter. There were definitely fish in my peg, but trying to catch them. Now there's decent skimmers in there. Were the skimmer liners? Don't know. I had one that looked like a bite. It took it off rest virtually, lifted up, and there was nothing there. There were definitely fish knocking about. Working out how to catch them was a different thing altogether. The guys that have caught have just chucked a method out and they've caught. But so have I. I've caught on the method, but just not as many. And in areas it's fished okay on Specie. 125 the other side. Charlie Simpson's qualified off peg 8 with 112. So well done, Charlie. Bag of match bakes, pal. Martin's come in the top 5 with 111. So has the guy with £100. So I win the section by default because they've come in the top 5. I think he pays the top 5. We'll take that, people. But what they've done, they wrote £46.10 on the guy that packed up on my left hand side. So I rung Phil up, my Uncle Phil. Come on, Phil, get that changed over to me, that's my weight. So he sent me a message. He says, don't worry, Alan, I will keep the envelope for you and bring it next time I see you. So I'll be seeing him at Hallcroft, which is where the next qualifier for the golden rod is. And it's going to be, that's if it's on, because we're getting some minuses turning up. So we'll have to see if it's on. Hopefully it will be. And that's going to be another tough day. That is the same week I qualified from last year, so I've got to go to that match. Let's hope it's on, and let's hope we can get qualified. It's going to be tough again, always is at this time of year. I'm at Lindholm tomorrow. I'm not going to record that because I've got quite a few other Lindholm matches to record on the feeder one, so it's just the feeder league, which I've no chance in because I've missed 5 matches and been off. So I can't compete on weight, I'm just going for just to get a bit of fishing done. So I hope you enjoyed that little video down at Larford Lakes. It's always nice down there, especially if you get a few bites, because they generally are quite decent fish, and it's just nice to see all the lads down there. It's always nice to have a chat with everybody, and hopefully we shall see you on the bank at Hallcroft Fishery for another crack at the golden rod. There's other tickets I'm going to get. I think there's the week after Guru Feeder Cup, I'm going to get a ticket for that, so we'll see how we get on there. Loads coming up, people, absolutely loads. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll just see how we get on this year. Not got to a final yet, but it's not for lack of trying. So don't forget, people, it is absolutely free to subscribe to my channel. If you click that notification bell, you get all those videos as we upload them, and the thumbs up would be very, very nice. So until next time, people, hopefully we shall see you at Hallcroft for another crack at the golden rod qualifier. And don't forget to fish on.